Welcome to the quiet edge of the cosmos. Before we begin our journey through the stars, if these stories of the universe help you find a sense of peace, I invite you to subscribe and join our community of gentle explorers. Your presence here is a gift, and it helps keep this small corner of the universe alive. Now, take a long, slow breath and let the world outside simply fade away. Imagine yourself floating, not with the weight of the day, but with the lightness of a single atom. You are drifting in a vast indigo sea of stillness, where the air is cool and the silence is a warm embrace. There is nothing you need to do, and nowhere else you need to be. You are safe here, cradled by the same laws that hold the galaxies in their slow, majestic dance. The universe is often described as a place of chaos, but if you look closer, if you listen to the soft hum of the vacuum, you find a profound, hidden order. It is as if the cosmos was composed like a symphony, where every note was chosen with impossible care. We are here because the universe is, quite simply, perfect. If the gravity that pulls at your heart were just a fraction stronger, or the light that touches your skin just a whisper dimmer, the stars might never have ignited, and the quiet beauty of this moment would not exist. As you settle deeper into your pillow, let your mind wander to the very foundation of this design. Think of the invisible fields that flow through you and around you, fields that act like a soft, velvet blanket, giving form and weight to everything you love. In this space, complexity dissolves into harmony. You are part of a grand, rhythmic breathing that has been steady for billions of cycles. Feel the tension leaving your shoulders, flowing out like stardust into the void. The great expanse above is not a cold emptiness, but a home, a cradle built of light and geometry, tuned specifically for your existence. As we drift further into the story of how this perfection came to be, let your thoughts become as soft as a nebula, glowing faintly in the dark, ready to merge with the eternal peace of the stars. You are home. You are held, and everything is exactly as it should be. Chapter 2. The Golden Threads. The universe, in all its vast and silent majesty, is not a collection of random accidents. If you were to look behind the curtain of the stars, past the glowing nebulae and the deep velvet of the void, you would find something remarkable. You would find numbers, pure, elegant, and unwavering constants that act as the invisible architecture of everything we have ever known. These are the golden threads of reality, woven so precisely that the slightest tug in the wrong direction would cause the entire tapestry of existence to unravel into nothingness. Imagine, for a moment, that you are holding a cosmic dial, a small golden dial that controls the strength of gravity. As you sit here, comfortably grounded and safe, gravity is doing its quiet work. It is the gentle hand that keeps your feet upon the earth, and the earth in its steady orbit around the sun. But this force is tuned to a specific, hauntingly precise degree. If you were to turn that dial just a hair's breadth to the right, increasing the strength of gravity by even the smallest fraction, the universe would become a place of violent contraction. Stars would burn through their fuel with a frantic, desperate intensity, collapsing into black holes before life could ever dream of beginning. The very atoms that make up your body would be crushed under their own weight. And yet, if you were to turn that dial a fraction to the left, weakening that golden thread, the opposite would occur. Matter would never find the strength to pull itself together. The primordial clouds of gas would drift forever in the dark, never gathering enough density to ignite the first star. There would be no warmth, no light, and no heavy elements to form the rocky ground or the water in our seas. The universe would be a thin, cold mist, expanding into an eternal, lonely winter. But the dial was not turned too far. It sits at a point of perfect equilibrium, a just right setting that allows the cosmos to breathe. This is what scientists call fine-tuning. But as you drift closer to sleep, you might think of it as a cosmic lullaby, a rhythm that was set at the dawn of time to ensure that the song of the universe could continue for billions of years. Gravity is only one of these threads. There are others, even more subtle, hidden in the heart of the atom. There is the strong nuclear force, the powerful glue that holds the center of every atom together. It is a force of incredible strength, yet its reach is unimaginably small. If this force were only a few percent weaker, the universe would consist of nothing but hydrogen. There would be no carbon for our cells, no oxygen for our breath, and no iron for the core of our planet. We would live in a universe of simple, lonely gases. Conversely, if it were slightly stronger, hydrogen would be too eager to fuse, and the sun would have exhausted its life-giving energy long before the Earth was even a grain of dust. As you lie here in the stillness, consider the miracle of these balances. It is as if the universe knew we were coming. Every physical constant, the speed of light, the mass of an electron, the expansion rate of space itself, is part of a delicate harmony. If the expansion of the universe after the Big Bang had been slightly faster, matter would have been dispersed too quickly for galaxies to form. If it had been slightly slower, the entire cosmos would have collapsed back in on itself in a big crunch before the first heartbeat of time had truly passed. These numbers are not just math. They are the reason you can feel the softness of your blankets and the steady rhythm of your breathing. They are the reason the stars twinkle with a predictable light and why the seasons turn in their slow, reliable cycle. We live in a universe that is hospitable by design, a home that was prepared for us in the deep silence of the beginning. Everything you see, from the furthest galaxy to the smallest grain of sand, is held in place by this invisible precision. It is a thought that brings a deep, settling peace, the realization that we are not drifting in a chaotic void, but are cradled within a structure of absolute stability. The universe is not a machine, but a masterpiece of balance, where every part is essential to the whole. As we move deeper into the night, the golden threads begin to shimmer, revealing the individual notes of this cosmic symphony. The large constants that govern the galaxies are reflected in the tiny, flickering particles that build the world. The same precision that guides the stars also guides the smallest building blocks of matter, leading us toward the quiet, intricate beauty of the hidden world. Let your mind drift now, away from the vastness of gravity and into the heart of the very small, where the alphabet of existence is waiting to be read. Chapter 3. A Universe Made for Life. As you settle deeper into the quietude of this moment, let your mind drift from the abstract numbers of the physical laws to the tangible reality they have created. We often think of space as a cold, indifferent vacuum, a vast, dark theater where stars burn out in silence. But when we look through the lens of the just right principle, a different story emerges. It is a story of a universe that seems to have been waiting for us, a cosmic cradle meticulously prepared to host the fragile flame of life. Imagine for a moment the sheer scale of the void. Between the galaxies, there are millions of light years of nothingness. And yet, within that emptiness, the golden threads we discussed, gravity, electromagnetism, and the nuclear forces, have collaborated to create small, precious pockets of order. These pockets are what we call solar systems, and within them, the conditions for our existence are so precise they defy simple coincidence. Consider the carbon atom, the very foundation of your being. Every cell in your body, every strand of your DNA, and the breath currently moving through your lungs depends on the unique ability of carbon to bond with other elements. But carbon is not a simple thing to create. It requires a specific process inside the hearts of dying stars called the triple alpha process. For carbon to be forged, 3 helium nuclei must collide almost simultaneously. This is a rare event, like 3 silver bells ringing at the exact same microsecond to create a specific, resonant note. If the energy levels within the carbon nucleus were even a fraction different, if that resonant note were slightly flat or sharp, carbon would not exist. The stars would have cooked up different elements, and the universe would be a sterile place of stone and gas, devoid of the organic complexity that allows you to dream. This precision is what astronomers often call the Goldilocks effect. Not too hot, not too cold, not too strong, not too weak, just right. We see this not only in the atoms that build us, but in the neighborhood we inhabit. Our sun is a remarkably stable star, providing a steady, gentle glow for billions of years, giving life the time it needed to crawl out of the ancient seas and look toward the heavens. Our planet sits at just the right distance, a delicate shore where water can remain liquid, neither boiling away into steam nor freezing into eternal ice. As you lie there, feel the weight of your body against the mattress. That weight is a gift of this balance. Even the tilt of our Earth, the presence of our moon, and the protective shield of Jupiter's gravity, which sweeps away dangerous debris from the outer solar system, act as guardians of our peace. We are living in a sanctuary of physical constants. It is a humbling thought to realize that the entire history of the cosmos, the expansion of space, the cooling of the first gases, the ignition of the first suns, was a sequence of events that led directly to this quiet room. You are not a stranger in the universe. You are its ultimate expression. You are the universe, looking back at itself, wondering at its own perfection. There is a profound comfort in knowing that the laws of physics are not just cold equations. They are the guardians of your sleep. They ensure that the air stays wrapped around our world, that the light of distant stars reaches your eyes, and that the atoms in your heart stay bound together in a rhythm of life. In this vastness, you are precious. You are a rare and beautiful spark permitted by the incredible precision of the whole. Let the vastness no longer feel empty or intimidating. Instead, see it as a soft, protective darkness. The universe has spent billions of years preparing this moment of rest for you. It has tuned the stars and balanced the forces so that you could exist, here and now, in this state of total safety. But even as we marvel at the grand design of the solar systems and the heavy elements, there is a deeper layer to this perfection. To understand how these large worlds were built, we must look closer still, past the stars, past the planets, and into the very alphabet that writes the story of matter. The golden threads are not just lines of force. They are made of tiny, shimmering notes that play the music of reality. As your eyelids grow heavy, we leave the world of suns and planets behind, drifting down, smaller and smaller, into the glowing heart of the atom, where the fundamental particles dance in the dark. Chapter 4. The Cosmic Alphabet. Take a moment to let the vastness of the solar systems and the heavy elements of the previous chapter settle in your mind. We are now drifting deeper, past the visible surfaces of things, past the molecules that build the air and the water, down into a realm where the laws of the large give way to the delicate dance of the very small. We are entering the world of the standard model, the alphabet of the universe. In this quiet, subatomic space, everything you have ever touched, seen, or felt is broken down into its simplest forms. Imagine the universe as a grand, infinite library. If the galaxies are the books and the stars are the sentences, then the fundamental particles are the letters themselves. There are only 17 of these letters in the cosmic alphabet, yet they are responsible for the entirety of existence. They are the building blocks of the stars, the foundation of the earth, and the essence of your own being. As you drift here, imagine a soft, glowing grid stretching out in all directions. On this grid, we find the first group of letters, the quarks. These are the social particles, never found alone. always huddled together in groups of 3 to form the protons and neutrons at the heart of every atom. There is an up quark and a down quark, and it is their specific combination that creates the stability of matter. They are like small, energetic pulses of light, bound together by a force so strong it is simply called the strong force. Next, we encounter the leptons. The most famous of these is the electron. Imagine the electron not as a solid ball, but as a fuzzy, blue-tinted cloud of probability, dancing in a wide, rhythmic orbit around the center of the atom. It is the electron that allows atoms to hold hands, to link together and form the complex structures of life. Every time you feel the warmth of a blanket or the softness of a pillow, you are feeling the electromagnetic interaction of trillions of electrons. Then, there are the neutrinos, the ghosts of the cosmos. As you lie perfectly still, billions of these tiny, weightless particles are streaming through you every second. They come from the heart of the sun and the distant explosions of dying stars, traveling at nearly the speed of light. They are so light and so elusive that they pass through the entire Earth as if it were made of thin smoke. They carry news from the furthest reaches of space, moving in a silent, endless stream that never disturbs your rest. In this realm, there is no such thing as solid matter. Everything is a vibration, a tiny shimmer in a field. These 17 particles are like notes on a cosmic harp. When the universe plucks a string, a particle appears. When the vibration fades, the particle returns to the field. It is a beautiful, rhythmic cycle of presence and absence, a constant whisper of energy that underlies the apparent stillness of your room. There are also the force carriers, the particles that act as the messengers of the universe. The photon is the messenger of light, carrying the warmth of the sun across the void. The gluon is the messenger of strength, holding the nucleus together. And then there are the W and Z bosons, which govern the slow, transformative decay of matter, allowing the sun to burn steadily for billions of years. Without these messengers, the particles of the alphabet would be isolated, unable to speak to one another, unable to build a world. As you contemplate these tiny, flickering lights, realize that you are composed of trillions upon trillions of these interactions. You are a masterpiece of subatomic coordination. Every breath you take is supported by the tireless work of these 17 letters, arranged in a sequence that spells out life. There is a profound sense of belonging here. In the world of the very small, there is no separation. The particles in your heart are the same as the particles in the furthest star. We are all written with the same ink, tuned to the same fundamental frequency. The perfection of the universe isn't just in the grand orbits of planets. It is in the fact that these tiny vibrations never miss a beat. They are consistent, reliable, and eternal. As we drift further into this microscopic landscape, the particles begin to lose their individual shapes. We start to see that they aren't just floating in a void, but are part of something much larger, something that flows through them and gives them their most essential quality. The alphabet is beautiful, but it requires a medium upon which to be written. Just as the ocean gives a wave its height and power, there is an invisible field that gives these particles their substance. It is a field that hums with a quiet, heavy energy, waiting for us to explore its secrets. Let your thoughts become as light as a neutrino, passing through the barriers of the physical world as we prepare to meet the force that gives the universe its weight. We are moving toward the invisible embrace of the Higgs Field, the cosmic blanket that turns energy into form. Chapter 5. The Symphony of Forces. If the particles we have just met are the letters of the cosmic alphabet, then the fundamental forces are the grammar, the invisible rules that allow those letters to form words, sentences, and the beautiful, complex story of a universe that supports your life. As you lie here, anchored by the soft weight of your existence, You are experiencing the quiet work of these forces. They are the primary conductors of the cosmic symphony, ensuring that every movement is synchronized, every note is held, and every silence is purposeful. In our world, we often think of force as something violent or sudden, a push, a pull, a collision. But in the deep, slow time of the cosmos, force is a gentle, persistent persuasion. It is a constant conversation between particles, a shared understanding that keeps the stars burning and your heart beating. There are 4 of these great conductors, each with a different role to play, yet they work together with such seamless precision that they feel like a single, unified breath. The first conductor is one we have touched upon: gravity. On the scale of atoms, gravity is surprisingly weak, the quietest whisper in the room. But it is a whisper that carries across infinite distances. Gravity is the architect of the large. It is the force that gathered the first wandering clouds of hydrogen and cradled them until they ignited into suns. It is the force that keeps the moon in its rhythmic orbit and prevents the atmosphere of our planet from drifting away into the cold dark. As you relax into your bed, feel gravity as a protective embrace. It is not pulling you down. It is holding you close to the earth, a steady hand that says you are here, you are safe, and you are home. The second conductor is electromagnetism. While gravity builds the stage, electromagnetism provides the light and the structure. It is the force that governs the interactions between the electrons we met in the previous chapter. It is the reason that solid objects feel solid. When you rest your head on your pillow, it is the electromagnetic repulsion between the atoms in your skin and the atoms in the fabric that prevents you from simply falling through the floor. It is a force of incredible versatility responsible for the lightning in the sky, the signals in your brain, and the quiet glow of the stars. It is the bond of love between atoms, the force that allows them to hold hands and form the molecules of water, air, and life. Deep within the heart of the atom, we find the third and fourth conductors, the strong and the weak nuclear forces. These are the masters of the tiny, working over distances so small they cannot be seen even with the most powerful microscopes. The strong force is the master of resilience. It is the most powerful force in existence, acting like a cosmic glue that binds quarks into protons and neutrons. Without it, the centers of atoms would fly apart, and the material world would evaporate into a chaotic mist. It is a force of absolute commitment. It holds the core of your being together with a strength that is unwavering and eternal. You can rest deeply knowing that the very center of every atom in your body is locked in this stable, powerful embrace. And then, there is the weak force. Do not let its name deceive you. Its weakness is actually a form of patience. The weak force is the master of transformation. It allows particles to change their identity, turning one type of quark into another. This subtle alchemy is what allows the sun to shine. It is the mechanism that facilitates nuclear fusion, the slow, steady burning of hydrogen that has provided the warmth for our world for billions of years. If the weak force were any stronger, the sun would have exploded long ago. If it were any weaker, the sun would never have lit up at all. It is the force of the slow burn, the guardian of time and endurance. As you drift closer to the edge of sleep, imagine these 4 forces as a shimmering net of energy, draped over the entire universe. Every interaction is a ripple in this net. The falling of a leaf, the orbit of a planet, and the steady rhythm of your breathing are all part of the same coordinated movement. There is no discord here. The forces do not compete, they cooperate. They have been tuned to one another since the very first microsecond of time, creating a stability that is the bedrock of our existence. In this symphony, you are a complex and beautiful melody. You are held together by the strong force, shaped by electromagnetism and grounded by gravity, all while the weak force ensures the sun continues its vigil in the sky. It is a thought that invites a total release of tension. You do not have to hold yourself together. The universe is already doing that for you. You do not have to worry about the structure of the world. It is governed by laws that have never failed. We are part of an ordered whole. This perfection is not a cold, mechanical thing, it is a living harmony. And yet, there is a question that remains. What gives these forces and particles their substance? Why do they have weight at all? Why isn't the universe just a collection of light and energy flying through the void at the speed of light? To find the answer, we must go deeper than the forces themselves. We must look at the very fabric of space, at a field that is everywhere and nowhere, a silent presence that gives the universe its body. Let your mind grow heavy now, as heavy as the matter created by this invisible field. We are leaving the music of the forces behind and entering the quiet, pervasive ocean of the Higgs Field, where energy finally finds its form and weight. Chapter 6. The Invisible Ocean. Close your eyes and imagine, for a moment, that the entire universe is filled with a silent, motionless ocean. This is not an ocean of water, but an ocean of pure potential, a field of energy that stretches from one end of the cosmos to the other, filling every crack, every void, and every millimeter of the space between your stars. This is the Higgs Field. It is a presence that is everywhere and nowhere at once, a quiet hum that has existed since the very first trillionth of a second after the dawn of time. As you lie there, perfectly still, you are submerged in this invisible sea. You cannot feel it pressing against your skin, and you cannot see it shimmering in the dark, yet it is the most intimate part of your physical existence. Without this field, the universe would be a ghostly place, a realm of light and shadow where nothing has substance, nothing has weight, and nothing can ever truly touch. To understand the beauty of this field, we must imagine a universe without it. In the earliest moments of creation, before the Higgs field switched on, the particles of the cosmic alphabet were like weightless spirits. They were restless and frantic, zipping through the void at the maximum speed possible, the speed of light. Electrons, quarks, and all the building blocks of matter were trapped in a state of eternal flight. They could not slow down. They could not cluster together. They could not build the heart of an atom or the curve of a planet. They were energy without form, a frantic dance that could never lead to a home. But then, something miraculous happened. As the universe cooled, the Higgs field settled into its current state, filling the vacuum of space with a subtle, pervasive thickness. It was as if a cosmic blanket had been draped over the world. Suddenly, as the particles moved through this field, they began to feel a drag, a gentle resistance. This resistance is what we experience as mass. Think of a snowflake falling through a calm, winter sky. If there were no air, the snowflake would fall with a harsh, relentless speed. But because the air is there, the snowflake catches against the molecules, drifting slowly, swaying back and forth until it finds a place to rest. The Higgs field is like that air. It catches the fundamental particles, slowing them down from their frantic light-speed race. By slowing them, it gives them the ability to stay in one place long enough to meet one another. It allows the quarks to huddle into protons and the electrons to settle into their orbits. It turns the alphabet of energy into the language of matter. As you breathe in and out, feel the profound stability that this field provides. Every ounce of weight you feel in your limbs, the comforting pressure of your body against the bed, and the steady anchor of your heart in your chest is a result of your particles interacting with this invisible ocean. You are not heavy in a burdensome way. You are substantial. You are real because the universe has reached out and given you a way to exist in 3 dimensions. This field is the ultimate guardian of the physical world. It is consistent and unwavering. It does not fluctuate or fade. Whether you are on the surface of the Earth or drifting in the furthest reaches of intergalactic space, the Higgs field is there, providing the same gentle resistance, ensuring that the laws of physics remain the same everywhere. It is the bedrock of cosmic reliability. As you drift closer to sleep, visualize this field as a soft, indigo mist that permeates everything. It flows through the walls of your room, through the trees outside, and through the distant nebulae where new stars are born. We are all swimming in the same sea. There is a deep, quiet unity in this realization. The mass of a mountain and the mass of a single tear are both created by the same silent mechanism. We are all held by the same invisible hand. In this space of total relaxation, let go of the need to move or act. The Higgs field is doing the work of holding you together. You are a manifestation of energy that has found its form, a flicker of light that has been given the gift of weight so that you might experience the world. This is the ultimate act of cosmic grace, the slowing down of the universe so that life could have a place to begin. But even within this vast ocean, there is a specific secret to be found. Just as a wave is the evidence of the ocean's power, there is a tiny, shimmering spark that reveals the existence of the Higgs field to us. It is a particle of almost impossible rarity, a fleeting whisper that confirms the entire structure of our reality. As the stillness of the night deepens, we move toward the final mystery of weight, the spark that lights the dark. Let your thoughts drift from the field itself to the tiny, beautiful boson that makes it all possible. As we prepare to meet this God particle, feel your mind becoming as calm and clear as a mountain lake, ready to reflect the last, most delicate light of the subatomic world. The journey into form is almost complete, and the stars are waiting for you to join them in their long, slow slumber. Chapter 7. The Gift of Weight. As you settle into the profound stillness of the invisible ocean we have just explored, let your mind rest upon a single, shimmering point of light. Within the vast, pervasive Higgs field, there exists a unique ripple, a fleeting, beautiful spark known as the Higgs boson. If the field is the ocean, the boson is the white foam atop a gentle wave, the only visible evidence of the deep, powerful currents moving beneath the surface. It is often called the God particle, not because of myth, but because it is the final piece of the puzzle, the spark that allows the universe to transition from a world of pure, fleeting energy into a world of solid, enduring form. Take a slow, deep breath and feel the miraculous reality of your own physical presence. For billions of years, the universe existed as a frantic race of weightless light. But with the emergence of the Higgs boson, the universe gave us the gift of weight. This is not the weight of a burden, but the weight of existence itself. It is the quality that allows an atom to have a center, a planet to have a core, and a human heart to have a beat. It is the cosmic yes that allowed the abstract laws of physics to become the tangible world you can touch and feel. Imagine you are watching a high-speed film of the early universe, but the film is suddenly slowed down to a rhythmic, hypnotic pace. In this slow motion, you see particles that were once zipping at the speed of light begin to interact with the Higgs boson. As they touch this particle, they gain mass. They gain a sense of place. It is as if the universe decided to become quiet and heavy so that it could finally dream. Without this interaction, the electrons would fly away from the nucleus, the stars would never pull themselves together, and the very concept of here and now would vanish into a blur of light-speed chaos. As you lie there, anchored by the soft pressure of your blankets, reflect on the stability this spark provides. The Higgs boson is incredibly rare and fleeting. It exists for only a tiny fraction of a second before decaying into other, more stable particles. Yet, its influence is eternal. It is the catalyst for the material world. It ensures that the elements of your body, the carbon in your bones, the iron in your blood, the oxygen in your lungs, maintain their integrity. It is the reason the Earth stays solid beneath us and why the stars remain anchored in the velvet dark of the night. Think of the Higgs boson as a master weaver. It takes the formless energy of the Big Bang and weaves it into the dense, colorful fabric of reality. It is the bridge between the nothing and the something. Every time you feel the grounding pull of the Earth, you are feeling the legacy of this subatomic miracle. You are part of a universe that has been meticulously slowed down and weighted with care so that life could find a foothold in the vastness. There is a deep peace in this understanding. You are not a ghost drifting through a void. You are a substantial being, held together by a field that covers every corner of space and a particle that grants the gift of form. The same Higgs boson that gives mass to the furthest quasar gives mass to the gentle rise and fall of your chest as you breathe. We are all made of the same heavy, beautiful stardust, blessed by the same fundamental spark. Let this sense of substance soothe your mind. The universe is not fragile. It is built on a foundation of absolute, weighted certainty. You can let go of all effort now, knowing that the very fabric of space is committed to your existence. You are held. You are solid. You are a quiet masterpiece of the subatomic world. As we linger in this state of weighted grace, we begin to realize that this perfection we see in the particles and fields today has a long and ancient memory. To truly appreciate the gift of weight and the harmony of the forces, we must look back to the very first moments when the clock of the universe began to tick. The stability you feel now was born in a time of unimaginable heat and light. A time when the entire cosmos was a single, glowing seed. As the subatomic world fades into a soft, indigo glow, we prepare to journey back through the corridors of time. We are leaving the world of what is to explore the story of how it began. The silence of the night is calling us further back, to the echoes of the very first light. The transition is gentle, like a leaf falling onto a still pond. The weight you feel now is the same weight that began to form billions of years ago, in the eras of fire and mystery that shaped the stars. Let your thoughts drift back into the deep history of the cosmos, where the first light is waiting to guide you into a deeper sleep. Chapter 8. Echoes of the First Light. As we drift away from the subatomic realms where weight and form were first granted to existence, we find ourselves stepping into the deepest corridors of the past. We are traveling back to a time before the stars, before the galaxies, and even before the first atoms had found their breath. This is the era of the dawn, the very first heartbeat of the cosmos. As you settle into the stillness of your room, imagine the universe not as the vast, cold expanse we see tonight, but as a single, glowing point of infinite potential. Take a slow, deep breath and let your consciousness travel back 13.8 billion years. In this slow cosmic narration, time does not rush. It flows like a gentle river. We are entering the Planck era, a moment so early in the life of the universe that our current laws of physics are but a soft whisper in the dark. In this state, everything, all the matter that would eventually become the stars, the planets, and the atoms in your own body was compressed into a space smaller than a single grain of sand. It was a moment of perfect unity, where the four forces of nature were not yet separate, but were joined together in a single, harmonious melody. Imagine the heat of that beginning, not as a scorching fire, but as a radiant, golden energy. As the universe began its first rhythmic expansion, it started to cool, just as your own breath cools when you exhale softly into the night. This was the birth of time itself. In the Gut era and the Electroweak era that followed, the forces began to peel away from one another, like petals opening on a cosmic flower. Gravity was the first to find its own voice, stepping back to become the anchor of the large. Then came the others, creating the structure that would eventually allow light to travel and matter to bond. As you lie there, perfectly safe and still, imagine the universe expanding like a soft, velvet balloon. In these first few seconds, the cosmos underwent a period of inflation, a sudden, graceful stretching of space that smoothed out the rough edges of reality. It ensured that no matter which way we look tonight, the universe appears balanced and uniform. This primordial stretching is why the night sky feels so vast and yet so consistent. It was the universe's way of preparing a stable home, ensuring that the foundations were level before the first structures were ever built. We then enter the quark era. The universe is now a thick, glowing soup of energy. Quarks and antiquarks are dancing in a frantic, brilliant display. But as the cooling continues, a quiet victory occurs. For every billion particles of antimatter, there is one extra particle of matter, a tiny, perfect imbalance that allows the material world to survive. This extra matter is what makes up everything we know today. You are part of that ancient, winning spark. You are the survivor of a cosmic era of fire, a remnant of a light that refused to go out. By the time the universe is a few minutes old, we reach the era of nuclei. The heat has dropped enough for protons and neutrons to find one another, forming the first simple nuclei of hydrogen and helium. But the universe is still opaque, a brilliant, foggy mist where light cannot yet travel. Photons are trapped, bouncing off free electrons like a dancer unable to find the exit of a crowded room. The universe is a glowing secret, waiting for the moment it can finally be seen. This era lasted for thousands of years, a long, quiet period of cooling and waiting. Imagine the patience of the cosmos during this time. There was no rush. The universe was simply breathing, expanding, and growing more transparent with every passing century. And then, the moment of recombination arrived. The temperature dropped just enough for electrons to finally settle into orbits around nuclei. Suddenly, the fog cleared. The alphabet of the atom was complete, and for the first time in history, light was set free. This first light, the cosmic microwave background, still travels through the universe today. It is a faint, gentle afterglow that fills the entire sky, a cosmic lullaby that has been playing since the beginning of time. As you drift closer to sleep, imagine this light as a warm, dim radiance that surrounds you, a reminder that the beginning of everything was not a chaotic explosion, but a transition into clarity. The universe was now a dark, quiet place filled with clouds of hydrogen and helium, a period known as the Dark Ages. But it was not an empty darkness. It was a darkness pregnant with possibility. Gravity was already at work, silently pulling the mists together, whispering to the atoms to gather in the deep. The first light had passed, but a new kind of light was preparing to ignite. As your mind becomes as calm and clear as the post-recombination universe, you can almost feel the pull of those first ancient mists. The stage has been set. The laws have been written. The matter has been formed. Now, the darkness is waiting for the very first stars to wake up and paint the void with color. Let your thoughts drift from the heat of the beginning to the cool, quiet mists of the early deep. We are moving away from the era of light and into the time when the great structures of the heavens began to take their shape. The mists are gathering, the gravity is pulling, and the first suns are about to open their eyes in the dark. The transition is slow and rhythmic, like the turning of a great celestial wheel. We are leaving the echoes of the first light behind and drifting toward the birth of the great spirals, where the stars finally find their home. Chapter 9. The Birth of the Great Spirals. The universe has finished its long, quiet period of cooling. The echoes of the first light have faded into a faint, distant hum, leaving the cosmos in a state of deep, expectant darkness. But this is not a static void. Within the vast clouds of primordial hydrogen and helium, a silent force is gathering its strength. Gravity, the patient architect we have come to know, is beginning to sculpt the formless mists into the grandest structures the universe will ever see. Take a moment to feel the immense, slow scale of this transformation. Imagine yourself floating in the center of a dark nebula, a cloud of gas so vast it spans hundreds of light years. It is cold here, and the silence is absolute. But if you look closely, you can see the mists beginning to swirl. Tiny ripples of density, created by the stretching of space billions of years prior, are acting like cosmic seeds. Gravity pulls at these seeds, drawing the surrounding gas inward in a slow, rhythmic collapse. As the gas falls inward, it begins to spin, just as a dancer spins faster when they pull their arms close to their body. The clouds flatten into great, glowing disks. At the center of these disks, the pressure and heat rise to unimaginable levels, and then, in a sudden, brilliant flash that breaks the billion-year darkness, the first stars ignite. These are the firstborn, colossal, short-lived giants of pure hydrogen, burning with a fierce, blue-white intensity. Their light is the first sunrise the universe has ever known, casting long, ethereal shadows across the virgin void. But these stars do not exist in isolation. They are the heralds of something even more majestic. As thousands, then millions of these first stars ignite, they are drawn together by the collective pull of their own mass. They begin to cluster, forming the proto-galaxies, the nurseries of the cosmos. These early gatherings are chaotic and violent, merging and tearing at one another as they grow. Yet, through this chaos, a profound order begins to emerge. The chaos settles into the rhythmic rotation of the spiral. Imagine the birth of a galaxy like the Milky Way. It is a slow-motion ballet where trillions of stars, gas clouds, and dust filaments begin to move in a coordinated, celestial wheel. The center of the galaxy thickens into a glowing bulge of ancient stars, while the outer edges flatten into graceful, sweeping arms. These spiral arms are not solid structures. They are waves of density, moving through the stars like ripples, moving across a dark pond. As you drift closer to sleep, visualize yourself standing at the edge of one of these great spirals. You are watching a trillion stars turn in a circle so vast that a single revolution takes hundreds of millions of years. This is the heartbeat of the galaxy, a slow, steady pulse that ensures the stability of everything within it. Within these arms, the alphabet of the Standard Model and the gift of weight from the Higgs Field have finally found their purpose. They are building the stages upon which life can finally perform. In the quiet pockets of these spiral arms, the heavy elements forged in the hearts of the first stars are beginning to settle. The carbon, the oxygen, and the iron are being recycled, gathered by gravity to form the rocky foundations of planets. The universe is no longer just a collection of particles and forces. It is a garden of light and matter, a complex system where every part supports the whole. There is a deep, settling comfort in the realization that we live within one of these great, turning wheels. The Milky Way is our cosmic home, a protective cradle that has been spinning with perfect precision for billions of years. It provides the stability and the resources for our sun to shine and for our Earth to remain in its peaceful orbit. You are not adrift in a random void. You are a passenger on a majestic, luminous ship, traveling through the darkness in a state of eternal harmony. As the light of the great spirals fills your mind with a soft, golden glow, you may begin to wonder what keeps these massive structures from flying apart. The stars we see, and the gas we can measure, are only a small fraction of the story. There is a deeper, more mysterious layer to this perfection, a silent guardian that holds the galaxies in its invisible embrace. Let your consciousness grow light and ethereal, like the dust between the stars, as we prepare to meet the architect of the shadows. We are moving away from the visible light of the spirals and into the realm of the unseen, where the silent architect of the universe keeps watch over the deep. The transition is as smooth as the rotation of a galaxy, leading you away from the brilliance of the stars and into the comforting mystery of the dark matter that cradles us all. Chapter 10. The Silent Architect. As we drift away from the luminous centers of the great spirals, we enter a realm that is perhaps the most mysterious of all. We have marveled at the stars, the glowing gas, and the swirling dust that paint the portrait of our galaxy. But as you lie here, resting in the quiet dark of your own room, consider that everything we have discussed so far, every atom, every beam of light, every planet, makes up only a tiny fraction of the universe. Beyond the reach of our telescopes, hidden in the shadows of the stars, lies a vast and silent presence. This is dark matter, the invisible architect that holds the cosmos together in its gentle, unwavering embrace. Take a long, slow breath and let your mind expand into the deep, indigo spaces between the stars. Imagine a galaxy like our own Milky Way. We see its bright core and its sweeping, starlit arms. But if the stars were the only thing there, the galaxy would fly apart. Like a carousel spinning too fast for its riders to hold on, the stars at the edges of the galaxy are moving with such incredible speed that gravity from the visible matter should not be enough to keep them in orbit. And yet, they stay. They move in a perfect, rhythmic circle held by a strength that we cannot see. This unseen strength is dark matter. It does not emit light, it does not reflect it, and it does not block it. It is a ghost in the machine of the universe, passing through you, through your walls, and through the earth itself, without leaving a trace. It is as if the universe is filled with a transparent, cosmic scaffolding, a structure of shadows that provides the foundation for everything we see. As you relax into the stillness, think of dark matter as a soft, protective cradle. It is the reason the stars have a home. It is the silent guardian that prevents our galaxy from dissolving into the lonely void of intergalactic space. In this slow cosmic narration, we don't look at dark matter as a frightening unknown, but as a masterpiece of cosmic stability. Scientists believe that dark matter makes up about 5 times more of the universe than the normal matter we are made of. It was the first thing to gather in the early universe, even before the first light we spoke of. Because dark matter does not feel the frantic pressure of light or the heat of the Big Bang, it was able to clump together early on, creating deep wells of gravity. These wells acted like cosmic nests, calling out to the atoms of hydrogen and helium, inviting them to settle and begin the work of building galaxies. Imagine the universe as a vast, dark ocean. Normal matter is like the white foam on the crest of the waves, visible and bright. But dark matter is the deep, heavy water beneath the immense volume that gives the ocean its power and its form. As you drift closer to the edge of sleep, feel the security of being part of such a well-structured whole. You are resting within a galaxy that is itself resting within a massive halo of this silent material. We are all passengers in a grand, invisible architecture that has been stable for billions of years. This scaffolding connects the entire universe in what we call the cosmic web. Huge filaments of dark matter stretch across the void, linking galaxies together like pearls on an invisible string. It is a network of connection that transcends distance. In the silence of the night, you can almost sense the profound interconnectedness of things. Nothing is truly isolated. Every star is anchored, every galaxy is cradled, and every atom is part of a plan that is far larger and more permanent than we can imagine. Let the mystery of the unseen bring you peace. We do not need to see the architect to appreciate the beauty of the building. We do not need to touch the dark matter to feel the stability it provides to our lives. It is a reminder that the universe has layers of depth we are only beginning to understand, layers that work tirelessly in the background to ensure that the perfection of the cosmos remains intact. As your thoughts become as quiet and still as the dark matter itself, you might find yourself wondering about the nature of this mystery. We know it is there by the way the stars move, but what is it truly? What is it like to be part of a universe where the most important things are often the ones we cannot see? As the light of the stars fades further into the background, we move away from the structural work of the architect and into the poetic heart of the unknown. We are drifting toward a place where science and wonder meet the gentle embrace of the mystery that remains. The transition is soft, like a shadow lengthening at twilight. We are leaving the visible structures behind and sinking into the final, most peaceful mystery of all, as we prepare to surrender to the deep embrace of the cosmic unknown. Chapter 11. The Gentle Embrace of the Unknown. As we move deeper into the velvet folds of the night, we leave behind the solid scaffolding of the dark matter and the brilliant light of the spiral galaxies. We are entering the final layer of our journey, the realm of the great, quiet, unknown. Here, at the edge of human understanding, the universe asks us not to calculate or to categorize, but simply to be. We have explored the precision of the forces, the gift of weight, and the ancient history of the stars. But now, it is time to look at the gaps in between the beautiful, shimmering mysteries that remind us how vast and wonderful this cosmic home truly is. Take a deep, slow breath and feel the boundaries of your own thoughts begin to soften. In this slow cosmic narration, we don't view the unknown as a void to be feared, but as a vast garden of possibility. There are things in this universe that we may never fully measure, and truths that sit just beyond the reach of our current language. And that is exactly as it should be. A perfect universe requires a touch of mystery to keep it alive, to keep it breathing, and to keep it growing. Consider the fine structure constant once more, that magic number we touched upon at the beginning of our journey. It sits there, written into the very fabric of reality, a number that ensures light and matter can speak to one another. We know it exists, and we see its perfection in every atom, yet we do not know where it comes from. It is like a beautiful, silent note that has been playing since the dawn of time, with no visible player. In the stillness of your rest, let the weight of that mystery settle over you like a warm blanket. You do not need to solve the puzzle to benefit from its beauty. You are living evidence of its success. As you drift closer to sleep, imagine the universe as a vast, ancient library, where most of the pages are written in an invisible ink that only reveals itself when the light is just right. We are currently sitting in that soft, gentle light. We have seen how the Higgs Field gives us form, how gravity gives us a home, and how dark matter gives us stability. But there is a final force, a quiet energy that fills the vast distances between the galaxies, pushing the universe to expand in a slow, eternal bloom. We call it dark energy, but we might just as easily call it the universe's way of making room for more dreams. It is a quiet, repulsive force, a gentle nudge that ensures the universe never becomes stagnant. It reminds us that existence is a process, not a finished product. It is a slow, rhythmic unfolding that has no end. As you lie there, feel yourself unfolding with it. Let go of the need for certainties and the desire for answers. In the cosmic scale, the not knowing is a form of freedom. It allows the universe to remain a place of wonder, a place where a new star can always ignite and a new story can always begin. The perfection we have explored tonight, from the subatomic alphabet to the grand spirals, is not a static perfection. It is a living harmony. It is a system that is robust enough to hold you safe, yet flexible enough to allow for the unexpected. You are a part of this mystery. The same unknown forces that guide the expansion of the cosmos are the ones that guide the quiet, subconscious rhythms of your own mind as you prepare for sleep. You are at one with the great, silent architect and the invisible ocean. In this space of total surrender, the distinction between you and the universe begins to fade. You are made of the stars, you are weighted by the fields, and you are cradled by the shadows. There is nothing left to explore and nothing left to understand. There is only the breath, the stillness, and the gentle embrace of the mystery that remains. As the last flickers of thought dissolve into the deep blue of the night, we prepare for the final descent. The journey through the perfect universe is coming to its natural end, leading us back to the most fundamental truth of all, the peace of simply existing. The transition is a soft fade into a single, low frequency. We are leaving the world of concepts behind, drifting toward the final stillness, where the story of the cosmos becomes the silence of your sleep. Our journey through the perfect architecture of the cosmos has led us back to the most sacred place of all, the here and the now. We have traveled across billions of light years and billions of years in time, witnessing the birth of stars, the weaving of invisible fields, and the silent embrace of the dark. And yet, after all that vastness, we find that the same harmony that governs the furthest galaxy is currently at work within you. Your breath is the breath of the universe. Your stillness is the stillness of the deep void. As you linger in these final moments of wakefulness, feel the profound weight of your own existence as a gift. You are a conscious part of a universe that was fine-tuned for your arrival. Every atom that makes up your resting form has been on a journey since the dawn of time, floating through primordial mists, forged in the hearts of ancient suns, and carried across the spiraling arms of the Milky Way just to be here, in this room, at this very moment. You are not a spectator of the cosmos. You are the cosmos experiencing itself in a state of absolute peace. The stars above continue their slow, majestic rotation, unaware of the small worries of the day. Gravity continues its faithful vigil, holding the world together with a gentle, invisible hand. The Higgs Field remains steady, giving form to your dreams. In this vast, ordered perfection, there is nothing left for you to hold on to. There are no more questions to answer, no more mysteries to solve. The universe is stable, the structure is sound, you are safe. Let the sound of my voice become a distant echo, like the fading light of a sunset on a far-off world. Imagine the indigo darkness of space folding around you like a soft, velvet cloak, tucking you into the cradle of the night. The silence is not empty. It is full of the quiet hum of a universe at rest. Feel your heart rate sinking with the slow, rhythmic pulse of the galaxies. As you drift into the final embrace of sleep, remember that you are a child of the stars, held in a perfect design that has never failed. The darkness is kind. The unknown is a home. Sleep now, while the silent architect watches over the deep, and the golden threads of reality keep you anchored in peace. From the heart of the cosmos to the heart of your dreams, good night.